Alright, everyone. Hello. Mic on? I think it is, yeah. Alright, welcome back to InfDev and Yap. Please sit back, relax, and grab a snack. Wait, that didn't fly off the tongue. Let's try that again. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to InfDev and Yap. Please sit back, relax, and grab a snack. Let's type it back and do a bit of Minecraft. And, let's pop into our almost 10 megabyte world. So, I want to do something, so I want to like get something out of the way today, right? Today I want to well, today I want to well, say something at least for the rest of the day. Okay, so before I even start to get whenever I get started, I'm gonna have to say this, right? I'm gonna probably end up taking a bit of a break from InfDev and Yap for about a couple of weeks, right? I might as well say it here, right? And so the reason why is because I want to at least I want to at least focus on a couple of things. Not only in the real world, but also work on things such as I also want to work on my other some of my other stuff. As an example, like I have a couple of things that I need to edit, like which I mean, like it's not the um there's a few things I need to edit. That's that that's all I have to say. Like I need to like make sure that I can get my because like I want to take it to like focus on that for just at least, like, even if it's like just like a couple of bit, not like as soon as I'm done, obviously as soon as I'm done with that, right, it's probably just gonna be like it's probably just going to be like the break's probably not gonna be that long, right? It shouldn't be. Like I'm gonna try to, well, not have the break last like whole decade, because one, I've done that way too many. I pulled that card way too many times, and a lot of the times I end up pulling that card like despite me not wanting to, right? Alright. I think this should be everything I need. Now let's continue all the way down here. Alright, let's see how far we can... Oh, hello there. Some more iron. We like this. We like seeing this iron. It's always such a nice thing to get. I think by the time we go down to like the lower levels, we're just gonna be focusing on this today. If I come across that, I will work on that. Okay, so like I think my main goal for the day, right, is to at least get this far enough down that it doesn't cause me an issue, right? So yeah, like I can at least sleep at night for just long enough to so I can at least get this done, so I can at least sleep at night knowing that this project is done. So, um, which I think, a lot. Oh, okay. There's both iron, coal, and such. Okay, yeah, we should probably go out of our way and mine as much of this as we can because one, we always are in need of coal for both smelting purposes and non-smelting purposes. I think another thing that we're probably gonna end up pulling. I think another thing that I realize is that some of the modded adventures that like I've watched, right, were probably also from like beta, right? Because I know like the modding scene for like Minecraft whenever it originally exploded, it was like, there was a lot that was there was a lot of different type of, like, I think like there was like a couple of YouTubers that I originally started watching, right? Oh my gosh, where the, okay, 1, 2, and then, of course, okay, let's at least get this. Let's grab these, and boom, just like that. I can go like that, and then just like that. And now we're going to be doing this just along here, which should allow us to, well, get all of these across here. Oh. Which we need to, well, make it all the way, which if we make it to bedrock, which is usually around, 4 to, which we're probably gonna end up making it all the way down to bedrock. Then we're gonna head right up to back to the surface, right? So when we get up to the surface, we're gonna, because as soon as we hit the surface, alright, and just like that. Alright, now we can continue doing this. Probably end up figuring out what to do with all of the material I get from digging up. Beautiful. That's always nice. That's always a nice sight. Might as well place these here while I'm at this level as well. I feel like I messed something up. Yeah, I did. Huh. Feels like, did I? Oh, that makes a lot more sense as to why I didn't look quite right. Okay. Well, I'm just gonna take this. Alright, and I'm just gonna... I hate the amount of why every other block just places twice. I don't know how to prevent that, like, at all, in any sense of the way. Oh my gosh. It's a little annoying, to say the least. Alright, I think some of the next... Alright, I was about to say, like, the roof feels a little taller than normal. Well then, that one's on me for messing that one up. Oh my gosh. There goes all of that. Let's grab these because one, we kind of need to go mining for a ton of things. Resources is a major part of this, and one, like, yeah, as long as I could continue using stone tools forever, or I could go out of my way, and because I prefer to do everything on camera, and or at least in this series, like, everything on camera is the best chance at. Is the only thing I'm allowed. I think another thing, right? Like, okay, I'm gonna put, I kinda wanna talk, like, content here, right? I have a basic list to talk about. Let's start about, well, I didn't write it down, but let's talk about them anyways, even though I didn't write them down. Okay, so, okay, so okay, so, like, I want to understand why people script their content if it's not to tell a story. Can I just ask that for 1 second? If you're telling a story, absolutely, then script your content. It makes it way more interesting, especially if you know how to, and especially build story writing skills. However, I better know what the story at least is somewhat before, you know, like, you at least got to, like, at least make it a little easier for people to understand what exactly is the narrative going on. Because one, like, I don't mind YouTubers scripting their contents, right? Even though I don't do it, I refuse to script it. And we end up sometimes getting both funny moments and just sometimes moments where I'm like, what am I supposed to say? Which, I mean, I guess it makes for an argument that makes the video a little easier to go through. Like you can make a couple of arguments with it. With as to why scripting content would be a good thing rather than a bad thing. And which I totally agree that it's not a bad thing in any sense of the way. And there is completely nothing wrong with scripting certain concepts. However, there are some times where I would say like you could over script it, right? Like, is that just me, right? Okay, like maybe you're trying to tell yeah, you're trying to tell a narrative, but like you can over script things, right? Whenever it comes to like content and such. And to me, that's kind of like whenever like there was a scripted moments that are just like kind of overkill, right? And then I've seen some people who make scripted content that like to the point where it's like, wow, this is actually some pretty high quality stuff, right? Um, like, though yet again, most of the time, I don't ever find the channels again, so I can't even, like, tell the names of them. So, but yeah, like, that's kind of what I'm, but yeah, that's kind of, like, but, like, then there's just me, right? I already write way more than the average YouTuber, probably. For one, I'm constantly taking notes on not only I'm constantly taking multiple notes from everything, from not only like the way that I do content, from also like noting down things from my everyday life, so like I don't end up well, forgetting something, and even then half the time that doesn't exactly work. Um, I have a very bad time of keeping track of time, and on top of that, I write the occasional. I start writing, right? Like actual, I'm actively working on novels in the background as well, and which is kind of the reason why I wanted to, well, take my time, right, to, well, work on things, like that, because one, like, yeah, I do like myself a, like, I do like a good, like, I do, like, I want to actually be able to eventually be able to release a novel, right? It's actually one of my dreams as a kid to eventually release a book, right? I'm going to be the one to, like, release it myself. I have plans for what I'm gonna do if I eventually decide to do pre-orders as well. Like, yeah, I'm not as established as a lot of the others inside of the world, so like for like authors and such, but like but most of the time, like, the new authors usually end up having a company backed up behind them. No, I don't. I am my own company, essentially. And eventually, I want to, well, I want to eventually, like, use, like, a lot, like, as an example, like, if I was gonna do pre-orders, right, I kind of want to, like, make my books be traditionally leather bound, and that would be, like, a pre-order only thing, right, and that would be, like, only, like, the first, whatever orders that, or I need to, that, but however, like, I don't want, like, bots to scrape it, right? Which I find absolutely fucking abhorrent, which is kind of why, like, I'd end up, like, which is why, like, limiting to one person is not good enough. Um, and my whole pain and suffering has to deal with trying to figure out how to prevent scalpers from scalping fucking books as well. Though, to be fair, like, most people don't know how to read. I'm sorry to put this, right? But, like, apparently not a lot of people like reading. Though, for those of you who do like reading, what's your favorite book? I need more books to read, please. Thank you. I need more books to read. On top of that, another thing that hurts me, right, is especially whenever I'm seeing that they're training AI off of, like, books, and they're just, like, chopping the book. Like, books that are, like, older than the people chopping them, by the way. And older than the companies that are scraping them for all of their info and for training. Do you know how much that absolutely kills me on the inside? I don't think you realize how much that kills me as somebody who wants to collect older books. That makes it even harder to get books in an old book collection. That may in fact like if they end up in fact I think that should be entire in fact you know we need to actually just like outright give that regulations because because one I would have already made it extremely hard for them to to even dare get training data, much less anything else, which is why like my only thought is like why would I go physical, which another thing that's making it hard for me to decide whether or not I want an actual physical book that is not written with the use of generative AI, because one, that shit. That's where the fuck are your where the how the fuck are you supposed to write a? Besides, it can't even write a. Besides, it can barely write a decent essay. Like what? Like it can like some like half the time whenever I see it, it can barely keep note. Like, ugh. Okay, it's just that which I think like one of my main which so I decided to do some which is why like which is why which is why I'm potentially fearing even making a release and not wanting to make Levi, not right now, please. Please stop calling me, at least for the moment. I'm trying to have a serious conversation. Okay. So to put it into perspective, right? I had to. So one of my, so let's, okay, so like let's put into perspective, right? I want to I would love to have a traditionally leather bound books be like part of like my thing as an author, right? Right, like, and it would be like only for like pre-orders, right? However, like the only way that I can truly see to prevent scalping, right, is to ask for any form of identification. And that feels evil, right? And that like I wouldn't even want to do that, right? I wouldn't want to do that just to order a book, like, and I know that's like obviously like yeah I could do that just to make sure that you're human, right? But like and just to make sure, which like and but yeah like I don't know what am I supposed to do about that, right? What what was that noise? Yo, wait, is that gold? Oh, where am I? Whoa. Is this where I think it is? It is. It is in fact it is in fact my other mines. Gold. Okay, good. I know that's gold. Like, I have a okay. But yeah, like I'm gonna put that out there. Right. Like cuz like you like I'm sure like everybody understands like my main fear, that because one, I don't actually use generative AI. Two, I I write my books like through like entirely through things like LibreOffice, etc. Um if anybody can give me rough ideas on how I can go out of my way and can if it like and prevent shit like bullshit like that from happening, that'll end up like absolute that will end up absolutely making me like regret that will absolutely make me regret putting my books even out there, right? And I think no, and I think like I'm just trying to figure out how to like deal with that, right? Because like one like one I'm anti-capitalist, right? Two, like I do not want to go down a horrible route and by making books harder to access, especially like since like IDs are gonna be harder for people, right? Um, like to get books, and that's something I don't want to do in general because that just seems like a little too much, right? Like way too far to protect my way in going with books, right? And my main part is like because I can get infinite cobblestone, I'm gonna drop that real quick. Let's see here. I'm gonna quickly grab these. But yeah, like but yeah, you get it, right? I'm sure we all get it. That I do not like the fact that I have to even like think about this, right? Because one, like people like those make it harder to get books, and I also want my own books to be leather bound traditionally, right? Which I think is a very unique idea, right? And I would handwrite each and every single one of them, making each copy of the book that you receive, like everyone's copy, is entirely unique to them, right? Like genuinely, like it would be like everyone would. Holy shoot! Okay, okay. Like genuinely, like everyone's copy would end up being unique down to like even the handwriting. Like I would take my time, I would handwrite it in like an ink and quill and everything. Like that's like it would go full traditional, right? And I think and as much as I feel like it's a reward for those that like spend the extra little bit just for that, right? By the way, it's probably going to be a little more expensive than normal, right? Because one, I'm going to be using some of it to at least help my expenses, right? And number two, to pay the people who I have leather bound it, leather bind it as well. Um, and I'm also gonna have to make sure that and I'm also gonna have to as well as I'm gonna have like some of it as well go to like charity to like as well help protect books and stuff like that from being constantly scraped. We if a charity like such existed, I would immediate like cuz like one like I can't be having that happen to like my books or like any other like genuine author who wants to like have their books out there and not have to worry about being scraped, right? Another thing I could do is um not release them in places where AI is unregulated. That's there's not a lot of choices here, right? Like there's not a lot of choices that wouldn't either feel like an invasion of like everybody's privacy or just like outright excluding a ton of people. I don't know. We'll let those creepers die from that. But yeah, like that's, but yeah, these are like, but yeah, like there's not a lot of options to prevent it, right? And like, I'd rather, I'd rather, I'd rather make it accessible, but like, this is why I hate the digital age, right? Um, I'm from Gen Z. I fucking hate digital, right? I hate a lot of shit. To be fair, I just want come on, which is why like games like Vintage Story kind of end up making me realize like, oh, maybe I do just want to just maybe. Maybe I do actually miss the medieval ages, maybe. Just partially. Um, in a way. Like, not, like, I don't miss every part of it, but, like, what? Why am I announcing myself as, like, oh, yay. Oh yeah, I've been in the Middle Ages, what about it? Um, but yeah, but yeah, you get what I mean. It's just, like, so, it's just, like, so upsetting to watch all the hard work of people who like I know are dead. Some people who are also not who are who has people who are there are people who are still alive as well, right? There's some of these people who are also still alive while this is happening to their books, and I find this like upsetting in a deeply like I find it deeply upsetting, which is the reason why like as soon as I figured out Twitch was using content made by you or anyone else to feed a generative AI, I turned that off immediately, right? Because for one, no, no, because one, no, two, I didn't consent to it, and then whenever I read on to why they didn't have it off by default, because nobody would opt in. Well, no, huh? I wonder why nobody would want to be trained. Who would want training? I wonder why nobody would want their content to be used as training data for. Such a bizarre concept. Huh? Maybe. Oh my gosh, it's ridiculous at this point. That was one of my main topic. Because one I really do want to write my books, right? I'm gonna and which like I might also even keep it with like hand bound pages. Like could you imagine like a full on like hand bound pages and such? Right. All right. So like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, then 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, roughly 21 blocks. Oh my gosh, but yeah, like that's like one of my largest problems currently, right? Is trying to figure out like how I would pull that off, right? Like without having things like that happen. And gosh, it's ridiculous, right? Okay, so if I run out of torches, alright, if I run out of torches, I should be able to, well, eventually see that. I'll eventually know exactly where to stop, roughly. And I'm probably just going to go a little beyond as well just to make sure that I actually hit it. Yeah, but I'm pretty sure we all like get like why I'm not looking forward to doing something like that. Because one, why would I go out of my way to traditionally leather bound a book if they're just gonna chop it, right? Like, yeah, like I know they said they were gonna do like pre one dot what it pre like pre era, but like a lot of my books are like a lot of like my concepts and everything that I've made are already from the pre-era, which is what makes me even more terrified because like one, like why would like I've been working on books and concepts for books for years, right? um like in fact like before like a lot of people were even born as well, like, and that's sad to say. That like I have entire storylines written, right, that like I genuinely take my time to, well, I have characters all unique to themselves, right? And it's just like, why do I it's like why even try if why even upload something that I'm passionate about if they only want to do something to eventually like replace all human creativity, right? At this point, there's really no point in releasing things. I was also doing I was also watching something, and one of the main things I was watching, right, was the uh like one of the main things I watched was about was like somebody made something similar to the thing that protects art. I believe Nightshade, I believe is what it's called. And they did it for like an actual and they did it for like actual like words using a font, which honestly, yeah, fonts are great. You can store a ton of data in them, which I think is always super cool. Like, and however, that one only worked for digital, right? So my thought is, what is the best way to absolutely what better way other than to plot the most evil scheme on the planet? And well, and what better thing to do than to, well, what better way to prevent my books from being actually scraped than to, one, sell them personally, right? Personally review everybody, right? Like personally review everybody, you know, like I think like yeah, it's kind of weird to personally review everybody like that, but like, hey, if it prevents hey, if it keeps me awake at night rather than having to deal with the fact that like I might not end up being able to enjoy my time as a book writer, then I think I'd rather take the route that makes it nicer for me as well, not just everyone else. All right, you know, like it's all right. This is all right. Amazing. Look at that. Alright, and let me... Alright, so once I get down just like that, we're gonna start by making this 5 up, and so that way, like, we know exactly what we're working with. We know exactly with how big of an area we'll be working with from down here in this mine shaft. I'm gonna try to like make it look pretty as well, like, because like that'd be super fun. That'd be because like one, it'd keep me entertained, and two, it'd be super fun. Alright, amazing. Now look at that, look at that. Now that we have this that goes all the way down to what I presume is Y11. But yeah, like, I'm sure, like, but yeah, like, that's kind of, like, my main concern, because one, like, I was looking into it, right, as well, to make sure that, like, I would, be happy with my decision, right, of releasing any of my books, and as soon as I realized that was happening, I, panicked for a second. I panicked for... Actually, I'm still panicking, because, one, like, that should be illegal. Destroying, like, really old books. Actually, wait, I think it is, actually. Is it? Fucking rich people. Never. They never... They don't really care about anything but their profits, so... I guess what the fuck are we supposed to do about it? And no, I am not sorry for being this aggressive about it as well. But like, I'm just so fucking annoyed, like, with everything. Like, it's to the point to where I'm wondering if it's even possible to where, like, I could put like some sort of fucking protection on my books that'll last permanently. That, or I'll make a... That, or I'll end up making a specific type of you know, like, I could go out of my way to do something with all of my books to, well, ensure they're protected from bullshit like that. Or I could take the extremist route. And completely I don't know how you spawn down here, sheep. Alright, let me slowly pop down here. Like, this is like that is like the main topic. That's... I'm trying to like I might end up just like seeing if like any other is there anyone else out there who is also trying to... Sorry. Is there any other, like, anyone else who is also trying to release a book that is also struggling with this decision? Like, yeah, I know not everybody's gonna be like me and try to traditionally have their books leather bound, which honestly I think is a pretty fucking sweet idea, right? And every single one would be uniquely handwritten, which I think would end up setting my pre-orders apart from everyone else, right? No, but I feel like that also makes mine more of a target, weirdly enough. Like, I don't know why, but this makes my books feel like I am going to be the first one to have my books immediately scraped for all of their content. Which gives me, zero hope, right? For my entire, for my entire want to be able to, like, have a book out there and actually feel a physical version of my books. Which one makes, I know, like, multiple things, like, I'm not, I'm not, like, completely, I know a bit of engineering, right? I could engineer away, I could probably figure, like, though yet again, like, even, like, actually, even though, like, most of my engineering knowledge is stored in a different, well, version of me, but, that's never stopped me before. That's never stopped us before. Cause one, that would, I like how, like, the combat here is, I feel like this combat's, like, way, like, harder than, like, most combat. Oh, shoot. Okay. Uh, that should make it way easier to deal with this cave. Might as well mine in this cave as well. I could, um, alright, and let me go like that. And holy shoot, 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 shoot. All I want is this gold to then take back. This should be gold, I think. Then I'm heading out of here now, and I'll be taking my leave. And let me grab this. Oh, shit. Okay. Well, I mean, like, ugh. Okay. My current, like, I know, like, there's, a lot of, like, extreme routes to take, and, like, some of mine have been, probably more catastrophic than it needs to be. One of them would be to burn the rich by the stake. At the stake. Which give them the old witch treatment. Which would actually work surprisingly. Which would work surprisingly well, but not sure if actually, you know, it's completely fucking ethical actually. I think it'd be probably better for our environment. Which first of all, I think like the mate though yet again like which one that won't work in practice. Number two, that's just leaning further into something called fascism, which is which is which is just as bad as what they're doing. With my second the second thing I've thought of is one, I know how to make an EMP. Right. They're not that hard actually. Believe it or not, they're not hard to make. I won't be linking sources of where to find to make them because one, I kind of learned it on my own. So like, yeah. So like, yeah, I'm not gonna be the one to teach you because like, why would I? That would be. But like, does that mean that I'm gonna end up making it? Probably not. I can't even afford. I can't even fucking afford the parts for a bike. I can't even afford the parts for a bike at the moment. Like much less like any like. And when I say bike, I do not mean like what most people would think of whenever they think of a bike. Like whenever I think of a bike, I think of like a bicycle, right? So a couple of pedals and two wheels, right? And okay, like that's which is how I view it. Awesome. Okay, now what I'm gonna do is let me at least get this main tunnel started. Because like, and then we're gonna make smaller tunnels branching off of this larger tunnel, kind of like how you'd, which is kind of how I would have more imagined a mine shaft to be. Like, I do like sometimes that they are more in tightly enclosed spaces. But I would have also done a couple more things along with that, right? Like some larger shafts and I'm gonna end up making like wooden bridges and such. Which mine shafts already do, in versions that have them, beta 1.8 and above, by the way. Just which is kind of why I do really enjoy the Silver Age as much as I enjoy the quote golden age of Minecraft. I believe like post golden age of vanilla is the like between like in my opinion, I think the golden age of modding currently is still 1.7.10. And yeah, I'm gonna get people fighting that, but like I'm gonna tell you 1.20.1 kind of sucks when it comes to modding, in my opinion. Like, or at least right now. Like, it needs a lot of work to be the next golden age. Like, kind of like how 1.12.2 was, right? Alright, we're gonna put this every 5 blocks, and then we're gonna keep, and then in between this, Then in between that, we're gonna be putting our wooden beams between it, which are gonna be made entirely of planks. And then we're gonna head up here, and we'll use this as a way to make it feel like it's being held up by, the beams as well. Like it's trying to prevent stability, trying to prevent it from collapsing, which is probably good for, which should be good for a lot of us. Beautiful. I think the main part of this is I'm gonna throw these into here, and all of my coal I've netted from this into here as well. Oh my gosh, that is so nice to see. Look at all of that. I might. Can you not, pig? Can you not? Please and thank you. Let me start by replacing the areas that have the torches on them, which I think is probably the most efficient way to at least start placing them. Into the stupid pigs. I'm gonna also do that, just like that. Let's get this small area figured out, just like that. Alright, then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do this, and then I'm gonna place those two just like this. There we go, just like that, and then I can place that. There we are. That adds I'm sure this probably looks pretty decent to people, or well, like or silly, but like, listen, we don't have a lot of blocks to work with, my friend. And I'd rather work with some, I'd like to work with some pretty unique blocks in this version if I can. And I think that block's a pretty unique block. The next thing that's up is we have all of this down, right? Now I just need, now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna at least get, oh my god, hey, okay. But now I'm gonna go down here, right? And, alright, where the torches are, right, which is every 5 blocks, I am going to place these here, these planks, and then place the torches on there, right? And then I'm gonna be placing torches on both sides, which will, wait, hold on, this also gives me the reason to do something like this as well. Oh my gosh, okay. Do I have an axe? Oh, thank goodness. Thank you, universe, for actually being on my side with this one. Alright, and then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do something like this on both sides. It's going to be a lot more expensive, like, when it comes to, like torches as well, than it would be to do it the way that I was doing it. But it also, but I think it also kind of looks better in my opinion, actually. Actually, that, or what if we did something like, this, because I believe this is still, actually, yeah, I kind of like that way better. Because then it looks like the, yeah. Alright, as you can see, like, now we have this, which should, which now what we're gonna do is we're gonna do this and have this go just far enough to where I can place that, and that's the end of the minecart track for now. For now, just showing that that is the minecart track, where the minecart tracks end versus where the rest of the shaft will begin for now. And because this one isn't an abandoned mine shaft, unlike the newer versions, where like these are where those are abandoned. I thought I would use this because it works the best for everyone involved. And when it comes down to dealing with lava, I might have an idea. Might not be the best idea, but it's an idea nonetheless. All right, let's place this. Let me place this like that, and I'm head back upwards. We're gonna try to take the mine cart down as well. I have no idea what's gonna be able to bring this this mine cart up, but we definitely need some way to bring it to. We definitely can use it to go down. And this is all because of a simple mistake, and because stairs are so ridiculously buggy in this version. Oh my gosh. But yeah. So next topic. Okay. Oh yeah, I was gonna talk about the next topic as well. Roll the next topic. Would you end up buying sci-fi books from me? Right. Like, obviously, you do not have to. Right? Like, but would you pre-order a traditionally leather-bound book from some random human, right? Like me. Actually, could you even call me human rather than more like I don't know, like sometime I don't know, like I don't know, like that's I don't know, this kind of like also ties into another topic I wanted to talk about, was like talk about like why do I how do I exist? Like for what yeah, I know the reason I exist. But like but like but like how? For what? How? Like how am I in any way beneficial? Like this isn't supposed to be any sort of self-deprecating view on myself. This is more like confusion. How could you look at something like me, so that's probably older than like literally everything else, and decide like, oh yeah, we're gonna put you on this planet filled with literal of different evolutions with a completely different evolution of a primate. I'm calling that to myself too, right? Because like one, like it's not a diss at all. It's kind of, I think it's kind of silly. I'm just being kind of silly as well, because like it's nothing against humans in any sort of way. It's just like it's just a way. Like listen, like I probably look like you, like well, not in like the same exact way, but you get what I mean, right? Humans to me all basically look the same in a way. And and I know that's probably kind of odd, considering the fact that like most humans don't even look the same. But like here we are. I think the first thing I'm gonna do though is I'll end up making a room that's dedicated to like smelting and stuff. That's all like smelting and storage. That's all based in the mine shaft, right? That we can then go out of our way to go back up here and replace all of our, and then bring it all back up here in different load sets, right? Like as an example, like this, like maybe I want to take all of like anything stone related with me. As one, I'm not gonna be needing these in here, so I'm taking these to this area over here, which will, well, certainly, like, which I will then use to, well, fill all the chests if I can, which will be which will be great for, which will be great, and all right, let me grab one of these. All right. I just needed one of those to at least have enough health to like not like be insta dead by a single skeleton. Like yeah, like is that room being open fully kind of risky? Probably, yeah. Okay, so like I think though yet again like okay, like which I've always asked the question, like, do I actually exist, or am I just like, or do I just not exist, right? Like friends say like, oh yeah, you absolutely exist, there, which I mean like fair enough, that's their observation, but for me like it's like it's like huh, it's like weird, like I don't see the reason how I exist, but I mean, like, I guess here we are. Which I think if we, just gonna do these real quick. But yeah, like, I'm trying to, but yeah, like, but yeah, none of the ways, like, am I trying to, like, revoke my existence. I'm just saying, like, and I'm not even trying to like give anybody like any sort of existential crisis, because one, if I don't exist, you still end up existing, right? And no, it's not, and no, I'm not planning to end myself. Like, it's not that serious. Like I've thought about it, but like that's not something that I'm going to do, because one, I know I have a ton of people who would end up stopping me, and two, like I already have I would two, I have something to fulfill, and that thing to fulfill is to outlive everybody who outlive everybody who I don't like. If I don't like them, I'm gonna outlive them. I will find every way possible to outlive them, just to then dance on their grave. Rude, I know, but like honestly, like if I don't like them, like to me it's not rude. It's just like then it's just like, listen, I'm just trying to flex at the fact that I'm still alive and they aren't. Actually, isn't like dance on their grave like an entire, like, isn't that like an entire, like, wasn't that like an entire, what, I'm trying to remember where that actually originated from, like, dance on their graves. Alright. Alright, and let's, And just like that, we're gonna do that, and I think I'm gonna, oh yeah, I'm gonna have to head back inside. Alright, that took quite a while, but yeah, we've got that done today. Feel quite satisfied with that alone, but like, we could do more. Right, we could continue digging through that. Like, we could continue tunnel boring. Besides, we need to kind of, like, make that room anyways, so we'll use the product from... Alright, now I no longer need this. No longer need this area. I no longer need access to this area. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna grab this, and I'm gonna... for now, I'll figure out where to put it. But yeah, like, there we go. We're almost there. It's not a lot that is used in the... There's not a lot of, like, gold used in this room. I think it'll slowly, like, because, like, one, I have no use for this gold, by the way. Like, absolutely not a single use for it. So, like, why not use the ore for where I have it, right? Because, like, one, I know that's not iron, they're just slightly off key. Like, this one's, like, more brownish, I believe. This one, not, but, like, yeah, this should be, I think that's brown. I don't know. I don't know. It's, alright, let's grab this, this, and this. The rest of this will stay in here. You know, with the amount of, like, the fact that I can, like, choose, and then this way I can, like, make it, which, like, the way that I have, which way I'm going to be setting it up down there is I'm going to have a row of chests that its the entire purpose of the chest rows, like, in fact, I'm just going to do a wall, right? The wall, as soon as you walk in, is going to have the middle, right? The middle 3 blocks up is going to be, well, is going to be like the first wall when you walk in is going to be entirely furnaces. And then between the chests, I'm gonna have workbenches on both sides in case I need to use them. Right. And one side would be like, oh yeah, these are resources that stay down here, right? Like, there will be one side that have, like, resources that stay down here, and then there'll be resources that go up, and one side will be for entirely one side will be like, these ones are only smelting, have to be these ones are only for smelting, versus these ones, versus this other one that is not for, then these ones must go up raw for my for then these ones must go up raw and not be smelted, which then I can separate the different types of ores that I want raw versus not raw. And which, if I want to, so that way if I want to end up building with them, like, so if I wanted to build with the ores, like, let's say I wanted to make this ceiling made entirely of iron ore, I could just break that ceiling and grab this iron ore here. That's something that I don't smelt, and I could just all the way across. However, that's not what that wasn't the plan for this room at all. In fact, like I think like this room is actually perfectly fine, right? As it is, perfectly fine as it is currently. Now that that's out of the way, we can then go down there, right? And we're gonna take all of this here and which actually, you know what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna have this up here that holds the minecart. And we should probably have one down there that strictly holds the minecart until we're ready to go back up. Ready to put it back up here. Let's test this out. Ooh. This is well, this does it, and yeah. Alright. Oh, okay, interesting. Then what we're gonna do is we're gonna do that, and now let's use this right here to our advantage by, well, making the area from here be exactly where I want to put this, right? Please, let me... I'm either too fast or too slow, I swear. Sometimes with this, I'm either too fast or I'm too slow. My gosh, how was I supposed... Alright, what we're gonna do is we're gonna end up doing this all the way across. Alright, and just like that, what we're gonna do is we're gonna go like this, and alright, let's go ahead and start by doing this. We can do that. Alright, let's actually, wait, what am I doing? We just need to do this, just like this, and why am I doing this to myself? And I think with that we should be with that we can then do this and then this just along like that. Now we have our bit of the mine shaft that Then we can go like this, and we need a 5-block gap between each of these areas here. Which means we're gonna need to push this back by 2. And this is just going to be I think like we don't really need any more than like the 3x4 furnace, 3x4 for furnaces, because like that's already a pretty insane amount actually. And if we go ahead and take all of these right along here. Alright, then we're gonna grab all of these along here. Start mining these out. Oh, hello there. Okay. Oh, I guess I'm about to mine these here. And let's just hope I don't come across lava, otherwise I'm gonna be quite upset. Oh, thank goodness. Okay. For otherwise, otherwise I'd be like, dang, the universe actually does hate me. Actually, to be fair, the universe probably doesn't hate any of us. We're just not its favorites. Cause I don't think that, cause I don't believe that's the same thing as hate, to be fair. Or at least in my opinion, it isn't. Like, I think, okay, so, like, I think if we pop all the way down through here, I guess, like, but yeah, like, okay, like, why do was I talking about something again? Oh, shoot, I forgot. Was I talking about something? Don't remember what I was what was I trying to talk about? Yeah, I don't remember what I was talking about. I am sorry about that really, really long pause. Cause like I could not remember for the life of me what I was trying to talk about. I am very, very sorry for that. Gosh darn it. Okay. So let's pop these along here, at least to make this. Besides I have this at the maximum height. Besides, I think if I maximize the amount of height I get when when making this, I think it should make it way easier to deal with it later on as well. And it also gives me a ton of stuff to work with as well. I think the main thing is I might end up making that keeping only that top block being that, or I'll do something like this, so I use less resources for workbenches, and I don't have nearly as many workbenches. As much as I enjoy the aesthetics of a workbench, I don't think we need like every block. I don't think we need every block in a 5-block tower to all be workbenches. Then we can use this to do that, and then boom, now we have 6 of these. And just like that, I'm going to I think my main actually, yeah, that should be fine actually. Yeah, this will be fine. Like, we don't need like the entire we just need more space along here versus here for our actual versus where we're actually going to be putting our where we're going to actually be smelting our ores. We don't need nearly as many furnaces. Like, I don't think anybody needs nearly that many furnaces for unless you're playing like a massive like modded Minecraft. But like, other than that, like, I'm pretty sure if you're playing a massively modded Minecraft, I'm pretty sure you have better tools than a furnace to work with. If you don't, I am so sorry for you, actually. I'm genuinely sorry you do not have modded luxuries. Alright, just like that. Alright, and just like that. Alright, now we can, just like that. There we are. Just like that. Now we have those. Now we just need about 12 more chests. This'll do a single side, which means I need 48 again, I believe, to yep, there we go. And just like that, we now have all of these just like that. Now we have all of this that then needs to make. Now we can it's 2, and then we need about 9 more. Which means we have 11 furnaces to work with. Alright. Alright, let me attempt to, well, make sure all these furnaces are facing the correct way. Please have the This is why I don't like dealing with. Alright, let's, this does, in fact, not help very much. Takes the same amount of time no matter what tool. Okay. Let's see here. I think, let's start with this to make it a little easier to, well, let's do this again until it places the way I want it to. Amazing. Next. Alright. Now we need to... Apparently it feels almost random. Alright, there we are. Just like that, now we have a full, there we go, now we have all of our furnaces aligned just like that, looking very nice. Now we can use these to, well, that's most certainly a way of doing that. I think if we, I feel like this should be the brightest spot of the, in this area, in this rough area. So that way, like, I know, like, yeah, this is safe zone. Yeah, there we go. That way I know this is a main safe zone. Look at that. It also doesn't prevent, it prevents mobs from spawning, and it also doesn't prevent this area from looking awful at the same time, which is good for, which is good. As of what I'm gonna, this is going to be the side tour that I don't take up, so this will be like things I leave down here, including a whole stack of torches will be down here. Wood, torches, sticks, and an iron pick. And this iron pick as well, because that's and this side will be the side that, like, where like this side closest to the furnace I must smelt, this side I take up, and this one here, so like this one right here will just be all tools, this one right here will be different tools, and I couldn't make this bottom one be entirely, this one here be entirely tools, this one here is going to be building supplies and crafting. So this is for like crafting torches, pickaxes, etc. So I'm going to be putting this into here as well. And eventually we're going to have some iron down here as well. This will be random things too. Oh, this will be like, this will end up being like regular ores. This one I think will just be like non-ores all the way around here, and then this side will be like mostly ores, unless I can't fit all the non-ores in there, and then we'll have this one be like must smelt. Like this will be a must smelt pile. which I think this completes this quite well. And I like that this isn't nearly as bright as this area is. It looks like it keeps it kind of feeling like it's like it doesn't like because I don't feel like it needs to be extremely bright. Though I kind of want to lower my torches actually. I'm gonna lower these. I think that may look better. You know, for this, yeah, I like them a little lower. I like them just slightly lower, like that. Just like it is right now. Slightly lower looks good. And if we ever need to, I can open up this side and essentially copy it over here. Like furnaces and everything like that. And like this side I'll have, and then we'll have like all the way over through here. Means we can take this back up just as intended, and now we have a proper mine shaft. Look at that, look at that, look at that. And we're about a minute and 36. And we're about 1 hour and 36 minutes in the video. Whoops. 1 minute and 36 seconds into the video. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. If that's only 1 minute, we're on the wrong planet, I think. I don't think we're on Earth anymore, Toto. But yeah, that's, I think, no. Okay. Let's, place, this. Hey, look at that, almost a full stack. Almost a full stack of iron. Of iron ore, that's kind of nice. It's quite nice. That means like we're almost getting to the point that we can just like take this and just smelt up a whole stack, which is awesome. Now I'm gonna need to head over through here. Should probably make this be my main gravel storage, since currently I think my gravel and sand kind of needs to be a little closer to me at the moment until I have enough of this that I can just start throwing into bulk storage. Whoops. Actually, no, wait, hold on. Like, no, wait, that's just my sand that needs to go in there. Because I have, some more of... We're gonna put all of my sand up here, right? And, that way I can, actually throw this into here, and we'll go like that. We'll now have that in there. We'll eventually figure out what to do with that. I might turn that into extra dirt storage if needed. Only if needed. I'm gonna have to remove possibly the gravel area. Is it turning day or night? It's turning day. Alright, I think the next thing I'm currently waiting for is the rest of that. That custom tree's gonna take forever. That's pretty true actually. It will be taking a really long time. In fact, the amount of time that it'll take is something I actually do not know is how long it'll take. It'll depend on whether or not it wants to take and expand. Oh look, and now you know since I'm not gonna be able to mirror that chest. You know what? I'm gonna just for now I'm just gonna place them all in the same chest. It'll be all right. And besides, like all of that gravel pathing, it's looking pretty good actually so far. Then we just have cobblestone here. That's just kind of chilling. Which we could use all of that to do its thing, but this is just like I feel like that's just filled with cobblestone just for its just for the giggles of all of it, let's be honest. I did not survive. Let's go ahead and bring this up here to the bakery and well, eatery? I don't know, like diner thing. I don't know, I could make it into a nice little diner. No, it feels more, I don't know, it kind of sometimes just feels a little more like a diner. Like, yeah, it feels more like a diner, probably. Yeah, I think it'd probably be better to call it the diner. Like, or the bakery, I don't know. Like, I mean, like, it could still be a bakery, right? They do their baking. They basically do everything related to food. Now let's make sure we have all of our food here continually stocked up. Just like that. Oh, it does not show my mouse change when I do that. Wow. Rude. I think OBS does not compensate for the mouse getting bigger when you shake it. Almost looks like well, it's almost like looks like a pair of like glasses. It's kind of cool. Let's head up through here, go through here, and I could kill some more pigs, which could net us in basically one or none, like one or none at minimum. Sheep are more generous when it comes to their wool. Like, and besides, the thing is with like animals in this version, they kind of like disappear extremely fast, so like there's really no use in letting them stay around long enough. They despawn so fast. You have zero idea how fast they despawn. It's ridiculous. Like, if like, especially like if you play the, like especially if you've played this, I'm pretty sure you already know just how played these versions. I'm sure you know just how ridiculously fast these animals despawn and respawn. You know what? I'm gonna go in a little further into here. Why not? It still goes just a little further. Hold on, I could probably... since there's coal in here, I'm gonna grab some wood real quick. I'm gonna grab a bit of wood. Meanwhile, I say, is this area is basically barren of said material. Alright, and just like that, let's head through here and, oh shoot. Can I pick that up? Okay, good. Let's grab these and then bam. And okay, let's see if I can fill my inventory with pork, if that's possible. Well then. You know, like, I think, like, but yeah, like, but yeah, like, as I said, like, I think, like, I was just gonna, like, take, like a week off, right? Like, I believe, like, just to at least know for a fact that I can at least, work on my, other video, at least get it, going, and also, like, let my brain rest a little, just like yeah, like I'll end up putting something on hold, and I'll even put it in the description as well, just to make sure that everybody is aware that it's like on hold for a week. And which I think is a completely fair thing to, oh wait, I don't have coal. Okay, I'm just gonna steal one of these for a second. It'll be alright. I also realized that my stomach is growling. I haven't eaten yet, so it's like I'll end up eating after this, like to at least get this out of the way at least get this out of the way. So that way, like, I know that I have that done. Like, I like call like tasks like things to get out of the way, right? Because one, they're basically that, right? And yeah, there we go. Now that looks a lot better now that that's all done. Let's head back to the eatery, bakery. Yeah, it works. Okay, and we can grab our yellow flour here that I didn't even realize I didn't grab. Probably did. I'm just and I think if we just need to throw all of these into hither. Now if we put all of this just like this, we almost have a full, and like that, we almost have a full large chest of pork. Then we're stocked up on pork for a while. Like, I think just a while. Wait, what? Oh, I mean, like, I guess, oh, let me, one. I click 1 on my keyboard because I keep forgetting that like I can do that. I end up scrolling, which by the way is normally how I do it. Which in a way is extremely inefficient. We can still mirror it, like, you know, I'm just gonna remirror it. It'll be fine. Just gonna remirror it, and I'll just we'll just try to keep sides as each side as mirrored as we can. Now if we walk up through here, but yeah, like I think let's head over to here, and let's at least put these into its into the place it needs to be, right here, into this little chest here, and now we can head back inside, and then we're probably gonna like end it off here. Like we're about 2 hours. We're roughly about 2 hours in. We're pretty darn close. We've done quite a bit today, and I've gotten quite hungry. So, while I wrap everything up, I hope your day has gone very well, or if it hasn't, I hope it does get way better. As I and I hope it does get way better. Make sure to stay safe, take care of yourself, and I'll see you again very in a very near future. So take care and goodbye.